$33.32 for you to get home the entire collection. We've got so many more goodies for you, including the 1999 to 2009 Proof SMint, San Francisco Mint, all the Proof state quarters. Now we're doing a fairly substantial price break on this. It was almost $200. Now it's $149.50, under $150, and we're doing 4 flex pay. So $37.49. The item number is 541286. And is this the original government packaging, Mike?
It sure is.
Okay, because I always feel that adds another dimension to it. I love all the history and the original government packaging, and you know, because I know a lot of people crack these open, right?
Oh, yeah, goodness. Because, you know, we can take these and crack these open, put them in a red oak presentation box,
right.
and I think we've sold, I sold about 5,000 or 6,000 of them for $449.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Of course, you can go to hsn.com, buy the red oak presentation box for $49.95, so, and take your own hammer out, I guess.
Yeah, or don't.
Right, or don't.
Or don't, yeah.
One of the great programs in the history of the United States government was the United States State Quarters. After about 1991 or 2, the U.S. coin collecting business was kind of dead. It was moribund. I mean, you penny, nickel, dime, quarter, half. There you go. Every year, the government didn't do much, an occasional, you know, commemorative dollar, but there was nothing exciting. In 1999, the United States government decides to commemorate every single state in the Union on the back of the venerable Washington quarter. It is the most popularly collected coin program in the history of American and worldwide numismatics, bar none. 150 million Americans consider themselves to be coin collectors because of this collection. Those are statistics from the U.S. government.
Interesting.
And of course, I think we all did the thing, go into the bank and get the Pennsylvania, Delaware, Georgia, you know,
right.
and get them in the order of statehood and on all of that. But what most of us, the vast majority of those 150 million collectors, were not able to do is to get the presentation coins that were made by the United States government. These coins right here. These are the proof coins that were only available in these original United States government issue packages. They were made only at the San Francisco Mint, and not a single solitary one of these coins was ever made, intended, or released into circulation. They are available exclusively and only in this United States original government packaging. Now, here's the deal that we have with the price break. Here's the thing that I like, that I am so excited about.
It's $50 off.
Yeah, it's $50 off. And by getting the $50 off in there, you know what I really get to do, and which is why 30 of these have already sold? I'm selling these to you for less than the original government issue price.
Wow.
With shipping and handling, the United States government sold these for $20 a set. So that was $220 originally from the United States government in the original government packages. We include not only the 50 state quarters, but also the 6 territorial quarters that are right down here.
I've never heard you say that, but we've never had a $50 price break.
Yeah, that's right. We've never had a $50 price break. So these are selling for less than the original government issue price. Now, here's the reason that you rarely see these, and why I'm so proud to be able to do this. And by the way, people are saying, okay, they come in the lenses, what do I put them in? There's a box over there that holds the proof sets that you see right there. The United States government has a similar box. If I may, let me get over here and show you. Look at that beautiful, seal that you have right there. I think they sell it for $14.95. We included it at no additional cost or charge. So their price would have been $220 a set. $234.95 is what you would have paid for this from the United States government. We are literally now, at this point, we are $100 less than the original government issue price.
I'm always mesmerized by how quickly you can do math in your head. That always impresses me.
It's just one of those things.
I know. And I know you're really doing it in your head. It's pretty crazy.
The other incredible part is most people don't do that. And you don't see them this way, and here's why. You get to buy these like a coin dealer. And people always ask, what do you mean by that? And I said, well, because what happens is, and what I have, this is a big national, when I was a paper boy, when I was 12 years old, I ordered out of this catalog. Okay, that's how long they've been around.
I know that story. That's exciting that you.
So they take one of these right here that we're charging you basically with the box price $12 for.
Right.
They take that and they break them open. And in this nationally advertised catalog, they're going to go ahead and charge you $6.95 a piece for those coins.
For each coin.
That's $42 that we're charging you $12 for. That's the last year of issue. That's the territories. Let's go to the last year of issue of the state quarters. Same thing, you're paying about $12. They break this open, and you know what they sell this coin by coin? Are you ready for this?
Yeah,
this is my favorite. 1850, 1850, 1850, 1850, and $25.
It's like the price of the whole
set. It's $100
set.
bucks.
Oh my gosh.
You take this and this, you got the price of all 11 sets in the box that we're selling you. That's why this is one of the single most popular things that we sell when I have them and I have quantity. Here is the problem. I normally have 500, 600, 700. I sell it every month or 2 months or 3 months whenever I can talk coin dealers into selling me these for less than they're actually worth.
Right.
Let's say when a brand new coin comes out and they have to have cash.
Right.
Well, I get the new coins and I get these.
Right.
Okay, because that's one of the things that we bring to you, the ability to buy every single great coin deal in the marketplace today, and that's why I can bring this to you, and that's why this is so incredible. So when you look at this being $150 coin by coin down here, and you go, what's the other stuff worth? A quarter?
Right.
Well, the 1999s, what do you got those? The 1999s are going to be $5.50 a piece. So that's another $27.50, okay? And $5.50 a piece, another $27.50, and $4.50 a piece. That's a mere $20 extra right there. The 2002s, $6.50 a piece. The 2003s are $4.50. The 2004s, $5.50. You get what I'm talking about. I mean, we're talking about the lowest price is basically $5 a coin.
And for me, and I know value sometimes is perceived, but I perceive a higher value when they're in the original government packaging before they're cracked open.
I would agree 100%.
Okay.
And we're charging about $2 a coin.
Yeah.
When you count the box,
because we're in the original government packaging.
That's right.
Not
So
less.
instead of $5, their lowest price, and their average price, and I did the math on this. What's the average price? Is about $7 and something a coin. They're a little over that, as a matter of fact. Actually, it's about $9 a coin. We're more like $2 a coin because you get 56 coins here. So you get to buy like a coin dealer, and every single solitary one of them fits right in there, just like that, so that you have the opportunity right there to own these. Now, do not confuse these. This is not something I put together.
Right.
Well, you know, a lot of people put, state quarters in lenses. This is the original government packaging. Right. There is the United States government treasury seal. This set sold out in 1999. Sold out in 1999. I have sold this set in the past by itself for $100. All day long, sold thousands of them. Sold thousands of these at $100 a piece in 1999 after they sold out. The 2001s, I've sold that set at $50, $60, $70. What I've been able to do is get an opportunity to get this, because, they ended in 2009. So what happened is, people lost a little bit of interest until you can buy it for less than the original government issue price and go, okay, finally I get my set. It might be, it might be a day late, but I'm certainly not $1 short when I'm saving literally hundreds of dollars over the coin by coin price, and you get the free presentation box at no additional cost or charge. Absolutely, positively. Look at that, silver stamped. As you can see, that's a silver foil stamp that we've got on that you're going to do that. You flip that down, every single one of them, they fit into a slot that is angled so you can see the front and the back. Every one of these coins, remember, is one of the San Francisco minted coins. All the coins that went into circulation were Philadelphia or Denver. These are presentation coins that only come in these sets. It is the only way to get them is in this original. The government charged $20 for this set originally. We're like $12 a set across the board, less than the government charge. Remember, coin by coin, these two sets down here, sold individually, purchased individually, you're looking at it right at the $149. Between that and the box, you're over $149.95. I insist you take the other 9 sets.
There you go. There you go. And $50 off today. The item number is 541286. If you